September the 20th, 2025. This is my morning vlog. And I debated, y'all. Excuse me, it's early. I debated going live on YouTube versus my private women's coaching group this morning. So I debated on where to go live stream this morning because I have some things I want to share with my sisterhood. But I felt like, you know what? There's a couple of things about Facebook right now that are aggravating to me as someone who likes to talk and publish, videos, social media content. So I was like, so if I go live this morning and say what I want to say to my sisterhood, because really that's who this message is for. But I'm like, this is going to be a general audience conversation. So stick with me on this, y'all. But I was like, Facebook deletes your live videos in your group settings, and I think on your Facebook, the main page. So Facebook deletes your videos after 30 days. So did you all know that? So YouTubers out there, did you know that Facebook deletes your content, your live video content, after 30 days? And it's my understanding that it is because Facebook is trying to limit the amount of storage that they give to their participants. Okay, so again, just general conversation. So then I was like, well, I really want the message of hope and love and clarity, my personal wellness journey, I really want that to go out to a larger audience because that's just how you get your word out, right? So here we are. Good morning. It's Saturday. It is the 20th of September. We are getting ready to enter into a new moon in Virgo. Okay, it is the second new moon of the season. Let's see. I'm gonna try to see who's watching. Yo boy, hi yo boy. Y'all, I just realized I don't have my glasses on, so I'm gonna be like, who's on here? But good morning, hello. So what I'm talking about is me this morning. So first of all, please subscribe to this channel, yo boy. And the reason is it's because I have a lot to say, and I am streaming live on YouTube because I really want people to understand like there is hope and love and encouragement out in the world. And I want to be a vessel, y'all. One of comedy, but also of like just wellness. This channel is about wellness in general. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. Okay, Virgo. Again, what was I talking about? Is it Yo Boy? Yo Boy Ikerson? Okay, happy birthday. Oh, the dark side. See, y'all, we got viewers. That's what makes this so wonderful. But anyway, what I was talking about, squirrel, is it like this? It is. It's a new moon in Virgo tomorrow. So it's the second new moon. So what that means is, in my world, is Holly. That's my name, y'all, Holly King. I need to be doing my spiritual work, right? And how I'm going to be able to do that is to get people to pay attention to what's going on in the universe, right? But y'all, it's more than that. So we are here as a collective group of human beings on this planet doing life, having different opinions. I never know where these videos are headed, so please forgive me. And we still have to do our work as human beings. So, my call to action this morning is a couple things. One, I'm going to be talking directly to, in my third eye, I'm going to be channeling y'all to my Wild Kingdom Wellness private coaching group through this live stream video, but I'm really, really wanting to talk to like the world at large. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, Wild Kingdom Wellness, right now, you need to hit that button. You need to hit like, just say hello. I will interact with you guys as much as I possibly can. But I have learned sitting out here in my dark, morning rituals here, like I have learned, y'all, like a lot of people need to hear and want to hear the message of hope, encouragement, and love, but without being a political vampire. Okay? So, this is me doing life. Good morning. Let's go. So, directly speaking, I am currently okay. So, for those of y'all that don't know me, I am a licensed massage therapist. No, I do not do happy endings. Don't even ask. So, but I am a licensed practitioner, okay, a massage therapist. I've been doing it 10 years. 10 years, y'all, or more. But I graduated from massage therapy school in 2016. But you have to remember, I know this is 2025, we had to start our practicums like day one. And so, if anybody out there is a massage therapist and you see this video, please say, oh, yeah, I know, right? You start hands on in the school I went to, in the massage therapy school that I graduated from. Like you started working on people day one. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to talk about anatomy first and you're going to understand the human body and then you're going to try to like touch people. Oh, no, no, no. It was, hey, go to lunch. When you come back, we're going to set up the tables to train you and you're going to disrobe, in front of 20 people that you don't know, right? And I was like, "Ooh, am I in the wrong class?" And the instructor said, "If you cannot see a human body, respectfully, then you need to leave." And I was like, "Oh, damn, this is the instructor I want to be. Hello, thank you for the hearts. This is the instructor I want to be under with my legal professional education as a massage therapist." Okay. So I knew going in, and again, y'all, this is my second career. We'll talk about that later. But I knew going in, putting, 5, 6 grand into my education 10 years ago is like, hey, this is a serious modality. So being a massage therapist, I said all that because y'all, you get the jokes as massage therapists. You're like, people don't understand the value of human touch. Okay, can I get an amen? Let's see. The dark side, you're welcome. Oh, y'all so sweet to each other. See, I love that. Is that Lava 1018? Is that a birthday? 1018? Is that a Libra birthday, y'all? So anyway, hi Lava. Thank you. Amen and amen. What was I saying? Oh, about being a massage therapist. Like, you just don't handle somebody else's body haphazardly and expect that the universe is going to respect you karmatically. So I am 100%. Y'all going to get to know me. So if you're not subscribed, do that now. Stay on this channel because I'm not going anywhere on purpose. But y'all, being a massage therapist, it's like I spent the last 10 years of my career, not only did I do body work on people, okay, I prayed for them as I touched them. Now, you're like, oh, what? You pray for somebody when you're doing massage? Yeah, I do. But as a massage therapist, like I don't just do medical massage type work, right? You come to me with a sore shoulder, there could be a gazillion, y'all, gazillion reasons why your shoulder hurts. You could have been in a car accident. You could have fell down tripped over your Crocs that you were wearing in the grocery store and fell down and landed on on your shoulder, on your deltoids. Okay. You could have, you know, you could be, oh, y'all, I never know where these videos are going. So thank you, by the way. I don't know. It's candlelight morning ritual, y'all. So this is me talking to y'all as a massage therapist. A therapist is like, all right, did my client fall down? Were they in a car accident? You know, do they work at a computer, which is what a whole lot of people come to me for with shoulder pain, neck pain, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, why are you hurting, right? So as a massage therapist, I got to assess what's going on. There's also something in the world of body work, y'all, that's not just about the physical healing of the body or restoration or rejuvenation. There's something called spiritual pain. If you're really listening to me, I do not give happy endings. I knew that was coming. I know. Who is that? I can't see. Y'all, I should have worn my glasses. Banshee Do 69. The fact that you got 69 behind your name is either you're either a Cancer, you were born in 1969, or you were definitely some kind of sexual fetish person. So, listen, I will interact with you all, but we'll have fun with it, right? We'll keep it like R-rated. We are adults here, but y'all listen. No, I don't. No, I don't, because I'll tell you why. I have the utmost respect that in my massage therapy clinic. It's sacred space, okay? And if you don't believe me, go ask any of my clients. I've done, let's see, how many massages have I performed legally in the world since I was licensed? I don't know. I'm going to go 10 to 20,000. I'm probably more like 20,000 massages as a massage therapist. And y'all, that ain't even counting. That is not even counting the chair massage that I've done as a corporate chair massage therapist. So, no, I do not give happy endings. Thank you very much. Ha ha. That's extra. Just kidding. So, that's a different modality. That's where I'm going with this conversation, y'all. Is that like being a massage therapist, I have the utmost respect for the human body and the spiritual body. So, also, since we're going to talk about stuff, I do hold a ministry license. Okay, so my background before massage therapy was I was in the mainstream evangelical Southern Baptist. Y'all gonna love this. Southern Baptist Pentecostal denomination. So I grew up as a Christian. Let's just go straight for the gusto, okay? I was born a Christian. I was reborn a Jesus Christian, okay? So I do believe in the power of the Holy Spirit, which is what requires me to do these videos and channel these videos because the Holy Spirit that lives inside of me, y'all, I had a heavy indoctrinated Pentecostal spiritual go F yourself devil practice for a very long time. So, do I laugh in the face of evil? You bet you do. And I do. And I'll tell you why. Because, one, it's like Simba in The Lion King. I said this the other day, y'all. I'm going to laugh in the face of evil at this point because there is so much kooky going on in the world around us. My spiritual person, you know, really has to like stay present in the moment because I'm like we are dual creatures, and that's what people keep forgetting. They keep forgetting that we are made up of energy, we are made up of life force. So back to being a body worker, listen, you think I don't see the essence of stress, pain, and anxiety on your body when I put you on the table? In parapsychology, y'all, and no, I am not a psychologist. I am not a medical doctor. Again, I am a licensed massage therapist, and I am also a high level Reiki master. We'll talk about that in a minute. You're like, Reiki? Ooh, somebody say Reiki. I did. So, but again, that's the spiritual side of what I do as a tax paying business owner, by the way. I'm licensed in these things. Hold, please. By the way, where I'm at, we are allergy infested in the world I live in. So, anyway, excuse me for a moment. I think I'll take a sip of my coffee because we're going to talk, y'all. Let's see. Somebody else comment after Bona Sheeta 69 talks about the happy endings things because we're going to talk about something else. Hold on. Hold, please. This is me, y'all. I'm just saying. Oh, and if you hear the sirens in the background, FYI, I live in a very crime ridden area of town. So, that's all I'll say about that. But spirituality, like it is super important you understand that you are a spiritual creature. Calling me, I got to go, sorry. Okay, someone's calling me. Bye bye. Come back. I'll see you later. Bye, lava. But spirituality, y'all, is so important. And we have fallen short as human beings to understand that all the hate, all the animosity, all the illness going on in the world around us, I don't care what city you live in, I don't care what continent you live in the planet world we live in, y'all. We are seriously degrading as a spiritual culture, in essence. Okay, but what I also see, y'all, what I also see is that we are accelerating in spiritual awakenings. So again, subscribe because I will talk about these things as a human being, in order to give you all a message of hope, love, and encouragement because that's what this channel is about. But I'm also going to be like super genuine and super honest about what I see going on in the world. However, I have promised myself. I have promised my ghostly little witchy self, you know, that looks crazy. Ooh. I had promised my ADHD, distracted human body person inside of me that I will not continue to spew hate in the world because I've done it. We've all done it, right? We've all gotten mad at somebody and been like, you know, what's the Bible say? If God's not for us, who can be against us? That can be taken so far out of context at this point, you all. So far. And it's like, look, we are all human beings, walking on this earth. And if you're not careful, this is where I go when I talk about like karma and spirituality and argument. And, you add in the heat of politics and religion right now. In the Pentecostal church that I came from, years ago, there was something we practiced called spiritual warfare. And so it's really interesting to me to fast forward outside of the walls of the church because I no longer attend a religious church organization. I am the church. Thank you very much. you know, but it's like, wait a minute, y'all. We are arguing spirituality. We are calling it spiritual warfare. We as human beings, I say that in general context, we are arguing points that completely will not matter when you are dead and gone. It will not matter if you are at all a real human being and not a bot listening to me talk on this channel, subscribe, then you will understand that we are flesh and blood. Okay, first and foremost, real, genuine, bleeding heart human beings with DNA and RNA and a mind and a body and a soul and a spirit and we're just like going through life, right? We're just going with the flow. We're just going through the emotions. We're going through the motions. All of that stuff. That's who we are as human beings. You know, you're not going to live forever, and the only exception to that could be y'all is if they really do put a microchip in us and go, you're not allowed to die. Okay. And so we become eternal beings. We become eternal. But my question to y'all is, do you want to become an eternal being with computer chips? Or do you want to become an internal being from someone who has realized that we're all flesh and blood and we will die? And I want to wake up. When I wake up outside of this realm of existence, humans, like when I wake up, I do not want to be in a state of fear and worry and stress and anxiety that just because, I drank alcohol once in my life that I was going to die and go to a fiery hell. And y'all, that's what the evangelical church tends to preach. Okay. That's why I'm not a part of it anymore. So we have this political experiment, this voluntary experiment, called life. And again, listen to the lyrics of Prince, this little thing we call life, y'all. It's like we just get so swept away with arguing politics and religion and economic status and all the stuff. And hello, good morning. There goes my lovely Hispanic neighbor to work. I love him. He's a hardworking man. I'm outside, by the way, y'all. But listen, it's like, why are we fighting? Why are we fighting? And I promised myself, going back to what I was saying before, that I would be conscious of what I'm saying to you all on these live videos and on these videos so that you will understand like there really are people out there, y'all, who love you and will pray for you and do actual Reiki for you, with you, in spite of you, and I say that because with Reiki, it's a prayer pathway, period. Again, just like church, just like religion, nobody owns the power. So if I'm a Reiki master, like spiritual martial arts, that's what that is. And thank you all for watching, by the way. I see we have interaction here, and it's huge. Y'all, it's huge, okay? You're gonna get to love me. I promise. Just click subscribe because I'm not going to slow down talking on these YouTube videos. And I understand that in the algorithm, there is going to be some form of censorship if I start going down the wrong rabbit hole. But y'all, last night I watched a Lily Dane. I think that's who she is. Lily Dane. She a health coach. Anybody Lily Dane? Y'all, go look her up. Lily Dane. But I saw a little YouTube 15-minute video on Lily last night who I subscribed to and follow. And I was like, oh, she got so much flack for doing this uplifting video. It was just incredible. How many people like dissed her, started arguing. She was doing a video about Whole Foods, how God has made everything on this planet that we need to have a healthy life. And she was talking about food. She's talking about whole food, like HOLE, which reminds me of holy, the word holy, but whatever, holistic, whatever, tomato, tomato. But she was talking about, the nutrition value and the reason why God gave us everything we need in order to survive. And she was comparing it to, here's where I'm going with this, y'all. You ready? Stay tuned. She was comparing it to all the fucking crap that we have been fed, by our government and our, the existing policies of the Food and Drug Administration. Like, we have been poisoned. And I know that for a fact because I used to work in healthcare. We'll talk about that later. This is why you all need to subscribe. I definitely need the algorithm to go forward so that people hear the sound of my voice and understand that, like, I'm just a normal person. I'm just a regular, hardworking, tax-paying, licensed professional that holds people's bodies in my hands every day, 10 to 20,000 times a decade. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You think I don't notice when these rashes come up on people's bodies? There are patterns, y'all, of sickness and disease, both spiritually and emotionally. Okay. No, again, I am not a psychologist. I am beyond understanding what's going on with the human condition. I am a spiritualist. I would say that. Yeah. And I don't even really know what that means. I am someone who loves other humans. So, if that's a problem, then I guess that's a problem, you know. But I want the message of love to go out, but I also want the message of, like, I want y'all to think. Y'all, I want y'all to think for yourself. Please think, not thank. Thank. You can tell I'm in, like, the South. Y'all, I want you to think for yourself. Let's see who else is commenting. Fat Albert. Oh my God, I love Fat Albert. You have just distracted me. Put on some Fat Albert and all will be okay. Is that big Bio H? You are so right. Oh my God, you just took me back to just the happiest time of my life. Thank you. So, reminder, when I was a kid, I absolutely watched Fat Albert. I miss the Fat Albert show. Like, see, y'all, see. So that gives my age away. Yes, I was born in the early 70s, so we'll just call it that. But exactly. Let's just make a little fun of ourselves for just a moment. Side note, I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. And if you don't believe me, I will pull out pictures next time and show you. So again, you can't really see me in the dark because I'm doing a sunrise morning live streaming meditation, by the way. The sun's starting to come up. So stick with me here. Again, this is live. This is me doing me. Do you, boo? By the way, if Michelle from ST Talks watches this, Michelle, y'all follow ST Talks on YouTube. Sean Ryan, here's my algorithm. Sean Ryan, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Megan Kelly. You're probably going, uh-oh. And I'm like, listen, hear me up, okay? Um, let's see, trigonometry, the Y Files. I love AJ and Hecklefish. Lily Dang. We talked about her. Who else do I watch? CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Like, my algorithm for YouTube is wild. It's so wild, which is why I named this group Wild Kingdom Wellness, because I was like, I'm watching both sides, y'all. Listen, here we go. I'm watching both sides of the world, and I'm going just like this. I feel like a tennis ball player, when it comes to, like, the streaming that's going on around us. So, and again, the comments, the social media, the hatred, but the love that's coming through. This whole video is supposed to be for my private group of wellness, but I'm like, oh my God, it's become so general. But that's because y'all are here with me, and I know that. There's going to be somebody out there who's going to hit subscribe and they're going to latch on, to my energy and go, you know what, Holly King, you funny. Like, you funny, girl. And I am funny, but I'm also very smart, highly intelligent, and I understand what's going on in the world between reality and delusionment. Okay. I understand it on so many levels that I scare myself. And so we'll continue to share time together and energy together, especially if you click the notification bell and you're like, okay, well, there's Holly Kling. I'm gonna cling on to y'all. Holly King live which is Wild Kingdom Wellness. That's me, y'all. That's me. And I'm just going to talk about stuff. I'm going to talk about stuff I see going on in the world around me every single day. And if perchance somebody with affluence, says, we need to talk to this lady. Like, she is really trying to bring forth a light of love, a message of love, light, hope, happiness, joy, peace, prosperity in the midst of, her crime ridden little neighborhood in the South, going, I don't even understand what I'm seeing right now, but Jesus said, you will always have the poor and the sick among you. Like, that's scripture. And then you'll get to know me. You'll get to know me as a human being. And you'll go, you know what? When she writes her book, because I will, we're going to buy that book because she's going to start talking about stuff, and what I'm going to talk about is the fact that I spent, not only have I been a holistic practitioner, Reiki, yoga, massage, astrology. I've been doing this stuff for like a decade now. I had 15 years behind the scenes in our healthcare system in America. So I saw a lot going on like 10 years ago, before 10 years ago. And then, y'all, I was in the Pentecostal church. I was born Southern Baptist. I was born a Christian, but I have come a long way as a Christian to realize that, like, there's a lot of hate that went on in Christianity in history. So I became a spiritual minister on my own. Oh, the sun's coming up. And it's like, and I'm looking up at Orion right now going, dude, I see you. Like, I believe in the stars. I believe in the moon. I believe in the sun. I believe in, like, the fact that the moon affects our psyche. Like, I could go on and on and on and talk to you all for days as a holistic practitioner and say there are patterns behind why we do what we do as human beings and the traumatic experiences that we have had as humans. We can heal from a lot of the stuff that we've gone through as human beings. We really can, but it starts with your mental health. It starts with like realizing that, God, like Lily Dane did say on her video yesterday, God and Mother Nature, the goddess, hath given us, everything we need to survive as human beings on the planet. But what has happened is we have leaned so far into human technology, the advancements in technology. Y'all, we in the age of Aquarius. Are y'all not paying attention? That's where my astrology knowledge is going to, be helpful, hopefully, for some. Again, disclaimer, I don't get it right every day. I am not a perfectionist, y'all. I am so not a perfectionist. I don't get it right every day. But what I do is that I come to y'all raw, unadulterated, genuine in love and say, we're going to destroy this planet if we're not careful. We are really screwing some things up right now as a humanity. But we the people, I should have worn my We the People t-shirt, but I didn't know where I was going with this conversation this morning as the sun comes up. Like, y'all, we the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, and then I forgot the rest of it. But we've been taught as a species, as a society, like, all for one and one for all. Have we not? Have we not? So when I comment and I talk about the things that my little low, I'm low girl on the totem pole, y'all. I'm the low hanging fruit right now when it comes to the YouTube algorithm and what I see going on in the world around me. Y'all, I'm the low hanging fruit of wellness. And that is why it's so important. So important for you all to share these videos, to subscribe. I am the low hanging fruit of someone who has walked through so much crap in her life. But I have survived and I am coming through and I'm coming out of the closet and I'm sharing with you all the journey of mental health and wellness as a human being on this planet. And I will ramble and I will talk and you will not want to miss what I have to say in the future. And I know that sounds crazy. You're like, you've made no point here, Holly. You've made absolutely no point in where you're going with this video. But if you all really knew me on a personal level, you would be like, oh my God, she's gonna talk. Because whistleblowing is very, very interesting career. Y'all gonna love me. Whistleblowing is it's quite an art. And as far as me, I write stuff down. I've been taking notes on what I see going on in the world around me and all the experience that I've had as a woman-owned business, as a practitioner of healing arts, again, as a massage therapist. Do y'all think for 2 seconds my clients don't come to me and be like, I'm scared, I'm going through an abusive situation? uh yeah, you think people don't come to me and say, I'm about to lose my mind, and I just need somebody to hear me. Like, the one thing about massage therapy that they barely teach you in school, this is my only criticism if my instructor ever sees this video. Please, no, I love you. But the only criticism I have as a student of massage therapy is, yes, in the state and in the state too. So I hope the legislation hears this and loud and clear. So send this to your board of massage therapy and tell them to get to this point in this video, okay? Get to the half-hour mark. As a licensed massage therapist, my only critique back to the education that I receive personally and the feedback that I hear from my other licensed massage therapist peers is that, you know, yes, they say you are not a mental health therapist. You are not a licensed, clinical therapist. And it's so true. I'm not. I do not hold that licensure. I do not. But when the clinical therapist in the nursing industry and the healthcare industry come to me with their pain, stress, they come to me with their pain, their stress, their anxiety, the things they're going through, the complaints they have behind the scenes about the medical system. Knowing that I have a healthcare background, okay, we'll talk about that later. I'm not going to go into that right now. But knowing that I had 15 years in the healthcare industry, the background, the data that I had access to. I play dumb. Y'all, I play so dumb. But I'm like, the information that I had access to in our healthcare system 20 years ago, like, no wonder I am a therapist to other therapists. And the fact that people who work in the healthcare system, we called them back during the pandemic. Did I stumble on that converse? Did I say pandemic? Oh, I didn't say that. Y'all didn't hear that. Back when we had the lockdown, are essential workers. Okay. Massage therapy was not considered essential. And I was like, neither was my paycheck. So I was like, okay, then, well, let me just sit over here and draw this little $2 unemployment, that I barely got as a professional, but that's fine. That's fine. There's a little animosity behind the scenes there, but we'll talk about that later. So anyway, so as a massage therapist, back during the shutdown, I say lockdown, shutdown. 2020. We'll just call it 2020. Back around March of 2020, March 15th, 16th, 2020, or was it the 21st? I can't remember. Whenever the governor said, "Nope, you will not go out and play anymore. Be quiet, sit down." So, essential workers were people like, the nurses, the doctors, and the therapists. So they were regulated. They had to make dang sure, Skippy, that if they were going to touch somebody, that they were not infected and that they did not pass on that viral load to anyone else. So, and again, y'all, I'm going to be very conscientious about what I say here. So again, and I apologize, y'all. I'm not reading the comments right now because I don't have my glasses on and I'm half blind. But I could be the blind squirrel. So anyway, yeah, like essential workers, they they train wreck their own body. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here is that I see, let me just correct that. I see in the world around me, the nurses, not the doctors so much cuz doctors go to the gym a lot. I see a lot of doctors looking really like cut, especially these younger doctors. They be going to the gym all the time. They look good. They look good. They look really good. But their nurses don't. And the therapists, they're like, I cannot handle one more caseload anymore. Like, no, your staff. Let me talk to the doctors for a minute. We got MDs on here. I'm talking GP, PCP, general practitioners. I gotta watch my time. So if there are any medical doctors on here, I want you to hear me loud and clear. Okay. Sun's coming up. Whoop, whoop. I'll be able to see better. So y'all have autoimmune, by the way. So like, yeah. Um, to the doctors out there, I want to talk to you. I want to be nice because I have a 15-year file of my autoimmune story, which we'll talk about later, and my experience as a patient having an autoimmune disorder. Okay, so of which you still don't know what it is, but I do. I do, but that's fine. So to the doctors out here, I want when I look at human beings, because I am a patterner. I would be something called a like I see patterns in the universe of going, oh well, they call it they call it profiling actually in I guess in government talk. It's like you profile people, right? My ex-husband was a police officer, amongst other things, and he was like, you're taught in civil service jobs. That's what we'll call it. In general, you're taught that you do something called racial profiling, which is where some of the negative connotations come from in, like, say, our police. Okay, it's like, but you are taught in the government, if you have any type of civil service job, to profile. Okay, and in some aspects they call it racial profiling, which I'm like, whatever. I get it. I as a human being would be like, people just have a different culture than someone else. Like, it's culture. You're so for me, I'm looking at things like culture patterning. Okay, so it's like I don't necessarily judge when I see someone of a different race, creed, ethnicity. um, I get a little judgy when I see someone walking down the street with their pants around their ankles, because I know there's like this whole, like the guy earlier in the feed said, hey, I give happy endings. No, I don't. See how he profiled me? That's my point. See how that, or I say see how that comment profiled me. It's like, oh, she's a massage therapist, so she gives happy endings. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. You wish I did. No, I do not, because the person on my table is a spiritual entity. I ain't got no room for that in my practice. I'm like, that is not. If I wanted to do that, I would go work out in Nevada, in the county where brothel is legal. Okay, so put that in your side note for a conversation later. But did you know, right outside of Las Vegas, there's in the county, it's legal to be a sex worker. Well, whatever. Do your craft ethically. Like, that's my whole argument about, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here as a society? So in my world, y'all, I just don't know what to say other than I see stuff. I see stuff on people. What was that movie? I see dead people. It's kind of like that. And if you knew my past, you would know I was married to a psychic medium for quite a while. But anyway, but those of y'all that don't know me don't know that. So, but anyway, that's why I'm here, because I do want to enact my freedom of speech, um, my Fifth Amendment right. And again, it's a right to have free speech. Um, but the one thing I do want to like say to y'all, and I think you're going to know what I'm talking about, is, but if my employer says our brand, I'm talking about Jimmy Kimmel, y'all. I'm talking about Jimmy right now. You know, ABC, Disney, all the above, all the arguments I'm seeing right now on the news feeds, on the mainstream legacy media, is there's two sides to this argument. Our freedom of speech is being squashed by uh, the regime. Yes and no. Okay, it's again, it's the corporatism of the problem. We got to look at all the pictures, y'all. We got to look at all sides. Okay, so I am neither left nor right winged. I am in the middle. I have been a part of both sides. I am in the middle. I am a human being. I am a low hanging fruit here, everyday average human being. That's who I am. Okay, so low hanging fruit. I'm just a girl. I identify as a woman. Okay. So, but it's just like, okay, wait a minute. People are so mad right now on social media that Jimmy Kimmel is on suspension. According to Megyn Kelly, he's not fired. He's actually on suspension. But then I also heard through another credible source, I do believe, is that his contract was coming up anyway with Disney slash ABC slash the late night show. Is that the one he was? Late night? Jimmy Kimmel? I forget. But y'all, there's three late night shows, right? So anyway, Jimmy's contract is already coming up for renewal. With the heat of what's going on in light of Mr. Kirk's passing, you all we got a really big issue going on here between, again, spiritual warfare. It's spiritual with spiritual warfare going on right here. So it bleeds down. If I could like bling out a flow chart right now, it's like, okay, you have the left and the right fighting. You have Republicans and Democrats fighting. You have all these countries fighting, which, is out of control. You have, you have different sects with a T, sects of political parties. And what's happening is that they're all cracking, like there's a crack in the armor. Okay. So everybody is starting to crack. And so what I'm seeing is it's the left starting to come to the right starting to come to the left. And what's happening is all of us in the middle. It reminds me, y'all seen Star Wars, right? First movie I ever saw as a kid. 5 years old when it came out. Okay, so that tells you how old I am. My daddy took me to see Star Wars. It's the first movie I'd ever seen on the big screen. And the one scene that jumps out at me more than anything is when Princess Leia, Chewbacca, who I absolutely adore, and Luke Skywalker were in that trash compactor thing. You remember when they got into the I feel like it was a trash compactor, right? It's been years since I've seen Star Wars, the original. So, like the first one. I was there. I could say I was there when the movie came out and I saw it 5 years old. It's 5 years old and I'm on the big screen. But it was like, oh my God, my daddy took me to see Star Wars. And that scene, I was like petrified. I was like, oh, they're gonna squish them, right? They're gonna. Sorry, I'm getting a pop up. I should have turned on my do not disturb. But they're gonna squish. They're gonna squish Princess Leia. They're gonna squish Chewbacca, and they're gonna squish Luke Skywalker. And I really was a 5-year-old little girl going, oh my God, he's so cute. Why are they gonna squash him? I'm like, I'm already imprinting at 5. I fell in love with Luke Skywalker, and so it is. So it was, but I was like, y'all, that's how I feel as a human being on the planet right now when it comes to politics. I feel like I'm in the middle and I'm being squashed. Sorry, bugs. We got bugs in our area. Sun comes up and all of a sudden the gnats and all that start coming up, which is why y'all think this is an infomercial. I have my trusty little rollerball of bug oil. Y'all love me. You're going to love me. Hey, Jennifer Hudson. I don't know why your song is stuck in my head from Dreamgirls, but it is. So if you see this live streaming video, I love you. So I really think you do talk show well. So y'all like Jennifer Hudson's talk show? I don't get to watch it much because I do work like all the time. But yeah, she's good. So anyway, I probably won't ramble much longer here. But the whole point in this video was this, is I'm tired of being quiet about what I see in the world. And this channel, subscribe, is about wellness, but it's more about spiritual wellness than it is anything. Okay. And some of y'all have no idea what that means. Okay. And no offense. Okay. Because teacher is always the student. You're going to hear me say that countless times as you follow me on my wellness journey. Because again, I don't want to die of an autoimmune. I don't want to die of a heart attack. I don't want to die of a brain aneurysm. I don't want to die of being poisoned by the government. Like that is not how I want to go out. That is not why I signed up to come to this planet. I did not sign up to come to this planet to be completely made a mockery of at that point as a human being by an elite entity that does I don't even know how to explain. And it does feel like human beings such as myself who are just living paycheck to paycheck, trying to have her tiny little house in the tiny little crime ridden part of her city and go, I'm just trying to navigate through like everybody else. Could you not hate me because I'm white? Could you not hate me because I have, Native American roots? Could you not hate me when my hair is pink? Could you not hate me when I say stop hating? And that is exactly who I am, what this channel's about. And I'm going to come to y'all as raw and spiritually naked as I possibly can and let the chips fall where they may. Do you all hear me? Let the stress and anxiety and the whole bullshit that's going on in the world around us, let the chips fall where they may. Because once have my own talk show, which is coming, I declare it. I declare, not only here on this channel, I declare in the name of Jesus, and then some, that I will have my own talk show. I am creating a podcast right now, and I will be interviewing all the people I just talked about for the last like 45 minutes. The nurses, the doc. If a doctor want to talk to me, please sit down. Sit down with your hot body. Go into the gym after you do a surgery. Sit down. Okay, charging me $60,000. To take out my uterus. Do y'all know I had my uterus taken out in 2022? Because I had a thing and the bill was 60 grand. Now, did I pay that much? Absolutely not, because I used to work in health insurance. I used to work in healthcare. I know how the system works. We're gonna bill you. We're gonna like make it look like that this removal, this robotic removal, by the way, of your uterus, because it's got a pimple, a big one. It's like we're gonna charge you $60,000. We're gonna run it through insurance. We're gonna pretend like it's costing that much. We're gonna get compensated. We'll write off the rest, and then you're gonna pay a big portion of the bill because you have a really high deductible. It works something like that, y'all, which we'll talk about later. So, usual, reasonable, and customary rates. Yes, I remember all the acronyms: FSA, HSA, PPO, HMO. Y'all remember HMOs are gone. HMOs are gone, aren't they? They are. I think they're gone. I don't know. But I used to sell Medicare plans, group health insurance, supplemental plans, association plans, large group, small group. I did all the things. I did them all. Yeah, so that's just me. That's just me. So subscribe, like like this video. Hit the notification bell. That's when you're really gonna hear me, like, because I am a morning channeler. I am a morning channeler of the Holy Spirit, and I really, really need my YouTube channel to grow. And I promise I will say things in love, and I will try not to harm others. That's my Wicca. That's Wicca, a Christian Wiccan, kinda, sorta, makes sense. I'm just talking. I'm just talking out loud. I'm not declaring anything. I'm declaring wellness. Like I'm declaring happiness. I'm declaring healing over my life and yours, whoever is watching this video, because you know who you are. You know who's watching this. Oh, my rooster's out. So I live in a very small urban neighborhood, and my next door neighbor bought chickens and roosters. So I hear nothing but airplanes, roosters, and sirens every day of my life, and gunshots, and gunshots. I hear gunshots too. So riddle me, riddle me, ree. I see something you don't see, and the color is love. And I think that's where I'll stop. So I thank you all for watching the Spanish flu. Oh gosh, blow the whistle. I will. JJ, did I say JJ? JJ, please subscribe. I promise I'll blow the whistle. But I also want to be nice. Like I want to be nice. But yeah, I won't name names though, because I'm not about slander. I'm about like, can we make a change, right? If I'm gonna tell secrets, and again, it's not really secrets. I think with whistleblowers, it's just, because it sounds good, right? It's like, woo, I'll get me a whistle, y'all. Um, but yeah, and you don't know what to believe, JJ. You don't know what to believe anymore. Like you don't. Okay, I'm speaking on in first person here. Third person, yes, collectively, we don't know what to believe anymore. First person, Holly King, I actually do know what to believe, which is why I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, right. So, oh, the rooster's here. I feel like a rock song. Hello, rooster. Y'all, I can't turn this around because it give away too much of where I live. But yeah. Hi, buddy. Oh shit, y'all. I gotta show y'all. There's a rooster. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Going around. Can y'all see him or her? Him. It's gotta be a him. Hi, rooster. Hi. So my mom was chased by a rooster when I was 15 and I freaked out. So I'm gonna leave now. Mom, if you got this far, there's a rooster in the front yard. I love you. I love my mama, y'all. I love my people. So anyway, be my people. Hit subscribe. Have a great day. I'm gonna end this now and go upload it so others can watch it. So really, y'all, I got a lot to talk about. So hang with me. I'll be back soon. All right. Live the dream. Be safe. For God's sakes, love one another. Please, 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 please. Okay, I'm begging. That's. I'm just being humble. This is no makeup or nothing, y'all. Like, this is raw. Anyway, Michelle, if you watch this, I love you. Okay. Bye.